Yeah.
There we go.
Cool. Well, we'll just forget that's recording and we'll just go ahead with our session as normal. Brilliant. So, Louise, do you want to kick off with your vegan cookies?
Okie dokie. So I've already poured all my greens out, just so I'm prepared. So first of all, I've got 1 cup of white flour. Let's see here. There we go. And just pour that into my mixing bowl, which is actually some Tupperware because I don't have a mixing bowl.
It's just about using what you've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Can't get out to the shops.
And then I've also got some brown sugar, and that's 1/4 cup. So just pour that in there as well. Oops. And then I'm just going to stir them together. Get the fork out. Oh, no, sorry, I forgot the sugar. Sorry. And then I've also got just some normal sugar. This is what I use for my tea. So, and that's just 2 tablespoons. So, and I'll just mix them all up together.
I know baking's become so popular in all the lockdowns, isn't it? So it's quite nice to try out some new recipes. So I don't really bake often in usual life, so it's been quite nice to try out some different recipes. I know Louise has made quite a few different variations of cookies and cupcakes through Give It a Go, Amna. So if you head over to our Facebook, you should be able to scroll through and find some of Louise's different recipes, and some of the other members of the Give It a Go team have been adding different baking and cooking recipes on there as well. So some really good ideas and some good inspiration.
Yeah, I made hot chocolate bombs last year for Christmas, which were really good. So yeah, I'll definitely recommend doing that one.
Oh, they looked amazing. I'd seen people were giving them out as presents this year, which is quite a good idea.
Yeah, I made them, and then all my family were just like, "Oh my God, can you make me some?" So,
oh, you were in demand.
Yeah. Exactly. So I've just got all my dry ingredients. I think that's everything. Oh no, it's chocolate, sorry. So I've just got chocolate chips as well, and that's 2/3 of a cup. So just mix that in as well. Yeah, the mince pies were really good as well that I made for Christmas. They were my favorite.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I think that's a challenge I need to set myself next year. I've never tried to make mince pies, so I'll have to try one Christmas.
Well, I was in Tesco the other day and they had still had the mince meat, you know, that you get in the jars. They had that on reduced for 30p, so I ended up buying some just some this Christmas. I was like, might as well, it's not going out of date, so.
Oh, brilliant.
So now I've just got my butter. I couldn't get vegan butter, so this is just normal butter, but vegan butter I'll just do as well. Yeah, it was quite a hard thing to find, so.
Yeah, it's the same with, I'm not vegan either, so some of the things I'm going to use in my recipe are the non-vegan equivalent, but you can certainly use vegan alternatives, so vegan chocolate, vegan butter, milk alternatives, almond, oat milk, whatever your preference is, they all work with these recipes, and it's the same quantities as well.
So I'm just mixing that all in with my fingers. Don't want to get any lumps. Might take a while.
I know we also did the Give It a Go Bake Off, didn't we, last year, Louise?
Yeah.
That was really good. That was a baking competition we did, and oh my goodness, Newcastle students, I must say, some of them are incredible bakers. They'd be putting us to shame in this session, Louise.
Oh, definitely. Well, when I did the blueberry muffins the other week, the person that joined me, she was like a pro baker, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I do baking stuff all the time." And I was like, "Oh,
It's when you get people that just kind of measure things out without using scales or actual measurements, and they say, oh, it's about so-and-so of this, and they're just adding everything in. I have to follow a recipe step by step.
Yeah. Working the butter into a mixture. It's going to take some time. All the lumps.
Oh yeah, you need to get them nice. Perfect. Will your flatmates be helping you eat them later on?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I bet they love you doing all the baking activities.
Yeah. Yeah, when I've been doing like stuff before, they'll like sit on the sofa and watch me, and then as soon as they're done, it's like, right, there you go.
Oh well, if they're doing that, they'll have to leave reviews next time. That can be the condition that they eat the food.
Yeah, and my boyfriend's excited for the pizzas tomorrow, so.
Oh, good. Are you doing, what you're making? Are you doing the yogurt ones or the tortilla ones?
Yogurt.
Oh, they're so good. It's a recipe that we got sent through the summer. And honestly, it was an absolute game changer. They're so good to make and they taste amazing.
Yeah, he said he's quite impressed that I'm making it from scratch. So.
Oh, yes, yeah.
He's like, oh, you just get the dough. And I was like, no, I'm making the dough.
Yeah, we've got some tomorrow around now at the same time. We're also doing another live session, and it's looking at how we can use plastic free ingredients, and also anything we've kind of got left over. So we're doing 2 recipes again, just to give you a few different alternatives. So we're doing a winter hash, which will be looking at different leftover vegetables, meats if you want to add meats, or anything else that you've got kind of going out of date in the fridge or cupboards that need using up. And also Louise is going to be doing a pizza, which is such a good recipe. It's really easy to do and it tastes amazing. So that should be good. I feel like we've maybe done them the wrong way around. We maybe should have done the savoury and then the sweet afterwards. Oh well.
Okay, I think that's all mixed in. Fingers crossed. So yeah, that's just what it looks like at the moment. Don't know if you can see it.
Great, yeah. Looking good.
Next thing was, sorry, I'm looking at a recipe at the same time. Was the milk. So let's get my milk up. I'll wash my hands quickly. So just got some oat milk. And that is 1.5 tablespoons. And that just goes straight in the mixture.
Now you can get so many different milks now, can't you? And some of them are a bit nuttier flavoured than others. So I suppose it depends how you like your cookies and what kind of taste you like. But I suppose a kind of hazelnut milk will make it taste quite nutty in comparison to like an oat milk or something similar.
I'll mix that all together. Anything else I've forgotten the baking soda. Sorry.
I'm sure these can be added at any time.
That's 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda as well in that, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, just before you join the session, me and Louise were discussing a few different places around Newcastle that are really good to get kind of plastic-free products and loose ingredients. So there's quite a lot of shops and supermarkets now trying to push for loose ingredients, so a lot of your loose vegetable and fruit rather than it all being wrapped in plastic. So some of the supermarkets are actually really good for that. So there's Morrison's, which is one of our big UK supermarket chains. It's a really big one nearby in Heaton, and there's loads of others as well. that are easy to get to. And they're really good for a lot of loose fruit and loose veg. They do quite a lot of products in cardboard as well, rather than just in plastic, which instead of your single-use plastic, which is easy to recycle. And then in Newcastle City Centre, we've got an amazing indoor market called Granger Market. And again, there's a lot of greengrocers, butchers, bakeries, all sorts of things in there. And I think did you mention, Louise, there's a refill shop as well?
Yeah. I looked online and said there was a refill shop. I know that there's one for like liquids, so for like shampoo and stuff like that. Which I think that one's closed at the moment because it's not really an essential thing. But yeah, there's like loads of greengrocers in the Granger Market to look out for.
Yeah, and they're all within walking distance from campus as well, so really easy to get to. So that's always a good place to go for more eco-friendly ingredients and supplies. And I'd actually got some plastic food bags that are made from 100% recycled material. And they're really good just to pop all your fruit and veg in instead of using single-use plastic bags or brown paper bags. So it's just remembering to take them shopping with you, isn't it? So I have to remember my carrier bags and remember all my fruit and veg bags, but they're really useful as well.
A little bit concerned because it doesn't look like a dough yet. It just looks like lots of dry ingredients.
Oh.
It says keep mixing, don't add any more milk.
Right.
Until it turns into a cookie dough. More like a dry cookie dough.
Oh, I'll keep mixing then. Do you follow quite a different recipe when you would make cookies, Louise?
I haven't actually made cookies from scratch before. I normally just get, I think it's like Betty Crocker and stuff like that.
Oh, do you?
That's what I normally do. So making them from scratch is a bit different.
Yeah, I make cookies. It's one of the only few things I can bake. But I presume you could do vegan versions from the same recipes, but they use a cup of melted butter, so it makes the dough come together really well. Which is very different to the recipe that you're using today. So I presume you could use a vegan butter just as easy to do them. They're not ever so healthy because, as I say, it's got a cup of butter in, and I'm sure it's a cup of sugar as well, which again, you could use a kind of a low calorie equivalent, but they do taste very good.
Yeah, I think I might have to melt some butter into it because it just doesn't seem to be coming together at all.
Oh, yeah, because you could do with a bit of a dough, couldn't you, to squish them into balls?
Yeah. Okay, I might do that then.
Maybe do a bit of freestyling.
Yeah.
I think that's where I go wrong usually. I'm not very good at actually following and sticking to recipes. I usually end up freestyling, and then I wonder why my recipes don't look like the pictures that they're supposed to be.
I'm just going to melt a bit of butter on the hob and hopefully that might work.
Yeah, should hopefully just bring it all together a little bit. My friend's a very good baker, and she always says just to increase the butter. Whenever a recipe says butter, she's always add loads more. I'm quite interested to make the 1 minute chocolate mug cake, because that'll be quite a party piece if it's an easy recipe, and one that would be quite good to do if you've got friends over for dinner. A nice easy one. Easy quick dessert.
Yeah, I've never made a mug cake before. I've seen them on like social media and that, so it should be good.
Yeah, I think there's loads of different varieties you can do. But yeah, the chocolate one did sound good. Have you developed any new hobbies in lockdown, Louise?
I definitely think the baking, but that's because of my job. So definitely let's give it a go. It's like I tried out baking and then I've been doing a little bit at home as well, which is always nice.
Very good. And I think it's so interesting when people have developed loads of new things during this time and got loads of new hobbies and interests and things.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's got so much time to do stuff, so might as well.
I started off trying to learn Spanish on Duolingo, and then I went to one of Izzy's Spanish classes and thought I might be okay. I was terrible, so my learning hadn't gone too well.
Okay, the butter seems to be working, so that's good.
Oh, perfect.
Maybe I didn't add enough butter in, so
done the trick. I know they're definitely one of my my faves cookies. I've got a soft spot for them. I could never resist a chocolate chip cookie. So you'll have to let me know what those are like, and if they're any good, I'll definitely follow the recipe myself.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll let you know. My boyfriend will be trying them with my flatmate, so
they can give us a review.
Okay, I think that's working, so I'm hoping. It's taking some time.
I know that's the thing with baking, it just never goes to plan, does it? I sometimes think, oh yeah, I'll make something, set everything out, and then I'm so rushed and stressed by the end of it that just add anything in. And I think, oh, why did I start this?
Okay, it's definitely
going. Has that worked? Yeah, they look really good.
Just trying to mix the rest of it in.
Was it just what flour did you use, Louise? Was it plain flour or?
Yeah, just plain flour. Yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah. And how long do they go in the oven for? Was it about 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Oh, the smell of anything from the oven baking is always so good, isn't it? It's amazing.
Okay, it's starting to come together in little balls, so yeah, I would recommend just doing it a little bit at a time. So just making like little balls. Okay, I'm just gonna get some baking paper and then pop it on my tray so I can start putting the little balls on.
Excellent. Yeah, so on Give It a Go, we always post loads of different cooking and baking recipes each week. The best place to find this is on our social media, so head over to our Facebook page or our Instagram. So we have weekly vegan cooking recipes, which Nathan, one of our activity assistant volunteers, he adds on a weekly basis. He's put some amazing ones on. I think there was a tofu Was it tofu like fajitas? And there was a few Mexican dishes, a stir fry, a mixed bean goulash, I want to say.
Yeah.
All so good. So really good vegan recipes, and he puts the ingredients and the recipe down, the method on how to make them. So if you're looking for any inspiration for your tea, it's a good place to head. Louise has added quite a few different cooking recipes as well. So I think you did a lentil dal.
Yeah, lentil dal.
Didn't you?
I did lentil dal. I did curry. I think that was a while back. And then I think the rest of them have been bacon ones. So
yes, you've been definitely head of baking this year. Pancakes, blueberry muffins, yeah, Christmas cupcakes and mince pies.
Yeah, I don't know if you tried the pancakes, but they were absolutely amazing.
Oh, they looked so. I didn't actually try them, but I love, because we use more American style pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked so good. Maybe I'll try them at the weekend then. That's a good weekend breakfast treat.
Yeah, I made them and I made my boyfriend try them. And he was like, oh my God, Louise, are the best things ever. And I was like, you're not just saying that, are you? And he's like, no, I think these are the best ones I've ever had. And then the next day he was like, can you make us some pancakes? And then he's just been like insistent on that. So I made some banana pancakes the other day. So I just did the same recipe, but instead of blueberries, I just chopped up bananas. And that worked just as well. So yeah.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's a good recommendation. Yeah, definitely have to try them. So yeah, head over to our social media where we've got loads of baking and cooking inspiration. We've also got on the, Louise, quote me if I do this wrong, IGTV on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes, yay. We've got there some tutorials and a link to our YouTube page as well, where we've got some different tutorials for baking and cooking. There's loads of other things on there as well. So if you're looking for an activity to do, if you're looking for an exercise class, a yoga class, we've got lots of pre-recorded tutorials which you can watch anytime and do from wherever you are, as well as our live sessions, which we just advertise through the website as well. So loads to get involved with, loads going on to keep everyone entertained during this time.
Yeah, Steffi kept me entertained doing all this.
Oh, good.
Okay, I might have to do the rest of them after I've cooked them because the tray isn't big enough. So I've just done them into little dough balls. There we go.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to pop them in for about 15 minutes on 200. So fingers crossed they go well.
Perfect. Well, while they're cooking, I'll start the recipe for the vegan chocolate mug cake. So when we found this recipe, I've always wanted doing mug cakes before. So you can literally just do them into a coffee cup or a mug, which I always think is quite a cool thing to bring out at a dinner party. And these are really quick and simple to do as well. There's loads of different ones you can find on the internet, but today we're going to do the vegan chocolate mug cake. I'm going to be using some non-vegan products just because I'm not vegan myself, and I didn't have any alternatives in the house, but you can just use whatever kind of alternatives you would like for anything, and the recipes are available on the website as well. So let's see how these go. So the recipe here says to add all the dry ingredients and then add all the wet ingredients. I'm going to do both separately. So my first one is cocoa powder, and it's a bit of a random recipe when I've looked at this actually, Louise. It's kind of a teaspoon of this and 2 tablespoons of this, so it's but it makes it nice and simple for me, so that's good. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder and 2 teaspoons. So adding that in there. Again, some of the ingredients I'm using are things that I've already got in the cupboard, but You can get completely plastic-free alternatives. So a lot of the refill shops, my local one is called By the Kilo in Tynemouth, but in Granger Market, which would be close to campus, there's some really good refill shops there as well. And you can get things like all your oats and your baking powder and flour. You just take your own containers and refill them all there. So you don't need to be kind of using single plastic, which is really good. So my next ingredient is 3 tablespoons of oat flour. So I've pre-blended these. So that was just some porridge oats, which I've popped in the blender, and I have here. So I'll pop them in. So it makes a kind of really fine oat flour. Okay, pinch of salt. So pop that in, and 2 teaspoons of sugar. This recipe also did ask for, I think it was a block of stevia, which I don't have. So in replacement of that, it just recommended adding a tablespoon of sugar. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'll just pop a tablespoon of sugar in with my 2 teaspoons, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So I've got my baking powder here. I'm just going to add 1/4 teaspoon in. And then I'll just double check my ingredients. I think that's all my dry ingredients. I'm going to mix them in my coffee cup. So this is the cup that I'm going to put in the microwave. So do make sure you've got a microwavable mug when you're doing this. You can also use a small microwavable dish if you would prefer. I'm just going to make sure these are all mixed in. Sorry, it might be a bit noisy. And then I'm going to add my wet ingredients just into a separate bowl before adding them in gradually to my dry ingredients. So wet ingredients. So you can use 2 to 3 teaspoons of coconut or vegetable oil. It does say you can use banana, so I'm going to try just to get some banana in, which so it's one of my 5 a day because I struggle to get my fruit in if not. So I'm just going to mush some of this together. So it does recommend 2 to 3 teaspoons. So I'm just going to chop off probably the equivalent of that in a banana. I'll get a little fork and I'll mash that together. And hopefully this goes all right. I think it also said you can use applesauce. So I guess it's just kind of personal preference, whatever you want to add in there. I feel like everyone's got bananas in the house at the moment because banana bread was such a big hit during lockdown. Everyone seemed to be making banana bread. So just into this bowl, I'm also going to pop 3 tablespoons of your choice of milk. So I'm just going to use normal milk, but you can use whatever you would like. So if you've got oat milk, if you've got whatever milk you would like to use, that's absolutely fine to do. Add that in. So this is one kind of eco swap we've made recently. So we've now got a milkman who we use. So we get our milk delivery 3 times a week. And I didn't realise how much plastic we were actually using through buying milk. Like we were going through so much milk. So I love getting my milk bottles delivered. So I just wash them out and put them back on the doorstep. And definitely saving on my plastic consumption there. So that's been a really good eco swap.
How did you sign up to do that?
I just found someone, I think it was through Facebook actually. It was in our kind of local community Facebook group. There was a few recommended in there. But it's been so good, and it's definitely no more than what I would pay usually for milk. And as I say, yeah, it's so nice knowing you've got that regular delivery and seeing your milk bottles all lined up on a morning. So, but we would probably, there's 2 of us in our household, and we do go through quite a bit of milk between us. I know some people don't use that much milk, but we definitely do in our household. And we were probably using at least 8 pints a week, and we were buying the 4-pint plastic containers, and then popping out for a pint of milk here and there in a plastic container. And actually, if I probably lined them up in a week, like I can see my milk bottles lined up, it was so much plastic. So And this has been a really good swap. So one I would definitely recommend. It's quite nice as well, knowing that you get your delivery regularly as well. So that's been a good one. And then my last one is half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So again, I'm just going to pop this in. And then that's all my wet ingredients. So I'm just going to mix these together, and then I'm going to add them gradually to my dry ingredients that are already in my coffee mug, which I'm going to stick in the microwave. I'm just going to try to give these a really good mix so it mashes my banana a little bit more. Okay, great. So I'm going to add those in. Well, it smells good anyway.
Yeah, mine are starting to smell good as well in the oven. I've just been checking them.
I'm not ever so patient for baking, so I tend to like recipes that are quite, that don't take too much time, quite short recipes. Okay, this is a little bit sticky, so I'm just going to scrape that off my spoon. So I've got everything in there. And then it goes in the microwave between 30 and 40 seconds. So I'll pop this in here and see how this turns out. So hopefully that turns out okay. And the recipe says that it's quite a good idea to add different frosting. So I'm not going to do any today, but I suppose it's just kind of personal preference. So I use quite often, instead of buttercream, one of my favourite things to do is to do mascarpone cheese and icing sugar and mix that together. That's not vegan friendly, obviously, but there would be vegan alternatives. But that's always a really nice one to do. So that would probably taste really good with this actually, and any kind of sprinkles or fruit you'd want to put on top as well. So yes, it'll be interesting if anyone does make this recipe, just to kind of let us know what you've decorated it with. Oh, sounds like it's done. Moment of truth.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, it looks really hot. Great stuff. So, oh, it's a little bit gooey. I might actually just give it 10 more seconds. I told you I'm impatient with baking.
I know, I am always staring at the oven and just watching it.
And then the worst thing is you need to let them cool as well. Right, see if I can show you. So it's maybe just a little bit gooey in the middle. Maybe that might be the banana, but that's just set in my mug. I don't know if you can see it there. So yeah, I feel like this would be quite cool at a dinner party, or if you've got people over for tea, just to whip up your desserts and pop them in the microwave and serve them in your mugs. I think it's quite a nice idea. Obviously, if you've got some nice small dishes, that would look really good as well. But yeah, I definitely see why this would be good with some frosting as well. It certainly smells really quite rich. I know some people like kind of a rich chocolatey taste, but I think it would taste nice with I don't know, something to kind of balance that out, like a buttermilk or like a cream cheesy frosting. It tastes like quite nice. Or when it cools, it's like roasting, but when it cools down a little bit, I'll try it and let you know what it's like. Yeah, it does smell really rich. But there was loads of really good mug cake recipes, and you saw yourself how quick that was to do. So we'll have to, maybe we could do a give it a go mug cake session, and we'll try a few different ones out.
Yeah, that sounds definitely so fun. Yeah, I think I've got about 5 minutes left on the cookies.
Oh, great.
It definitely smells nice.
Oh yeah, cookies always smell amazing. I always got told when you're trying to sell your house, it's a good idea to bake something just before people eat, like cookies or bread, just because it makes it smell more homely.
Yeah. That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, it's a good tip, isn't it? Unless it was me baking, it would probably be burning, and then that'd do the opposite effect to what I always wanted. This actually smells really good. I'm just going to try a little bit here.
How is it?
Oh yeah, it is good. It is really rich, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. It's quite nice with the banana. You can just get a hint of the banana. But yeah, I think just to balance that out, it would be nice with a frosting. Definitely.
You could maybe try it with some ice cream.
Oh, Louise, that's an excellent shout. Yeah, chocolate mug cake and ice cream.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Brilliant. Well, I'll take a picture for the Instagram. Have to take a picture of your cookies as well.
Yeah.
I always find it hard to make them look like really photogenic.
Yeah, just got a couple more minutes left. They look like bite-sized cookies. I don't know if I've done the cookie balls a bit too small.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How you like them? Some people like the kind of flat giant cookies, and other people prefer them a bit more like round and doughy in the middle. So maybe you were the ones that you could put a bit more dough in and make them a bit bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, I've already got them pre-rolled out, so ready to go back in.
Squish them down a bit. I know there's so many good cookie recipes at the moment. I've seen some with like Easter versions. There's mini egg stuffed ones and ones with cream egg stuffed in. So they all looked amazing. So maybe that's another one we could do, actually. Stuffed cookies. We're coming up with so many ideas during this session.
My friend made cream egg brownies. They were really nice. Yeah, she ended up sending them to us. So.
Oh, I know Izzy had done another one of our activity assistants. She had made some Oreo brownies and they looked amazing. The only thing at the moment is with just us two in, if we bake anything, you just end up eating it. So, I suppose we could drop some round at friends' houses and share, but it's just too tempting to sit and eat them all once you've baked.
Oh yeah, I've definitely got a sweet tooth, so I'll happily just sit there and eat them all.
I'm the same.
Yeah, I've got less than a minute left, so we'll get them out in a sec.
The best thing about cookies is they don't need decorating or anything, do you?
Yeah.
That's the only thing when you make buns, usually you've still got something else to do, but cookies are good to go.
I might take them out now because some of them look like they're burning a tiny little bit.
I think with cookies, they usually do harden a bit as well when you bring them out.
Well, they smell lovely.
Ooh, oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. I'll kind of show them.
Oh, great. I'll take a little picture of that screen, Louise. Let's have a look. 1 second. Yeah, perfect. Got them. Oh, they look nice.
Yeah, so they're on the small side. So maybe with my other batch, I'm gonna make them a bit bigger.
Oh, they look really good. For real. Well, that's our 2 recipes that we had for you today. So we've got the vegan cookies and we've got the vegan chocolate mug cake. So we hope you enjoy making them. If you do, let us know how they go. Send us your pictures, tag us in, give it a go either on Facebook or Instagram. We'd love to see them. Or if you've got any tips for us on kind of alternatives to using these recipes, let us know because we'd quite fancy trying them as well. I'm definitely going to try them cookies later, Louise, I think.
Yeah, I'll let you know how they taste once they've cooled down.
Definitely. Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for anyone who's joined us, and yeah, join us again for more Give It a Go tutorials and activities that will be available on our website and our social media. So I'll just